to Elisha, "Your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves." Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" Let me read that again, verse 2. Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing at all," she replied, "except a small jar of olive oil." Elisha said, "Go around and ask your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, put it to one side." Verse 5. She left him and shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped pouring, or stopped flowing. Verse 7. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." Amen. You must be seated. Or you may be seated. You may be seated. You may be seated. Our title again this morning is Preparing for the Blessings. Preparing for your blessing.
All right then. Preach.
Preparation is very important in many instances in our lives.
Amen.
We have to prepare to marry. We have to prepare for the birth of a child. We have to prepare to send that child off to school. But today I want to discuss how we must be prepared for God's spiritual blessings,
All right then.
His promises, and His provision for your life and for my life.
All right then.
To be prepared means to be ready. To be ready. And being ready means being available to Jesus Christ. And that makes all the difference in our lives.
Amen.
It also directly affects your blessings as well. If we don't prepare and make ourselves ready, then we will be unprepared and unready to follow God's instructions for life.
Amen.
And we can also miss out on His blessings and victories in our lives. Amen?
Amen.
So being ready and being prepared to meet Jesus is very important. Being prepared for what He has for us is very important. Let's look at some other scriptures. We're going to go back to 2 Kings, but let's look at Matthew 24 and 44. Jesus declared, "Therefore be ye also ready." We use that a lot. Sometimes it's used out of context. But it tells us to be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. In Matthew 25 and 10, talking about the virgins, about being prepared, the 5 foolish virgins were unprepared and didn't have the oil in their lamps and were lost as a result. They did not prepare for the blessing.
All right.
It also says that they went to buy oil because the bridegroom was coming.
Yes.
And they were not ready when he came. But the door was shut when they tried to enter. Jesus also tells us to be prepared all the time because He could come at any watch of the night.
That's right. Amen.
Amen?
That's right.
Mark 13 tells us to watch ye therefore, for ye know not the master, you know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening or at midnight, or when the cock crows,